So my name is Roxana, and I'm from El Salvador. And we recently came to Mexico. So I'm the co-coordinator of Central America and Latin America with the Sole Rueda. And I'm very excited to be here and share with Aisha the space and with all of you. And this is a workshop I have prepared because it's like really close to my heart. As Sean said, I already eliminated the self-care part. It's called The Well Within. And The Well Within is a wellness workshop in which we are going to use the expressive arts and focusing. I don't know if, well, he mentioned about Laury Rappaport, and I studied with her. And this was my practicum in FOAT, focusing with her. So I am really close to this workshop because for many years I had a nonprofit organization in El Salvador and worked with domestic abuse, women who had suffered domestic abuse and adolescents, mostly women, because El Salvador was a country with much gang members and we had a lot of violence plus a lot of domestic abuse. So we worked with both kind of violence. And for many years, I just didn't know how to take care of myself and I burned out so many times. So I'm very close to this workshop because it helps us a bit just to tap into our wellness, our resilience, and how we can have access, continuous access to that part of ourselves. So that's basically it. I just wrote my book in Spanish. It's called, translating, Un Latido de Esperanza.
Can you say it again in Spanish first?
Un Latido de Esperanza.
Un Latido de Esperanza.
It's like a beat of hope, like a beat, like a heartbeat of hope, in which I talk a lot about trauma, my own experiences, and how we can heal through processes of being present, mindfulness, of expressive arts. And so that's what I've been doing lately. So this is the well within. And as I was telling you, this is my practicum that I did with Laury Rappaport. It was really amazing how focusing and expressive arts or art therapy, as she says, um, mingle together in such a perfect way, at least for me. And I'm going to share just this book, Focusing, for anybody that's interested in doing focusing. Focusing is the philosophy that Eugene Gendling developed. And he was a friend of Carl Rogers. So since Sean was talking about that, I wanted to mention that this is an important, tool maybe for us to use if we want to, just tap into that. And this is Dr. Laury Rappaport's book, even if you can see it upside down. It's Focusing Oriented Art Therapy. And what it says is accessing the body's wisdom and creative intelligence. And that's exactly what it is. So I fell in love with this practice without even knowing, because the first time that I studied expressive arts, I guess my teacher had studied FOAT. And this is where she showed us how to go within ourselves. You can go to the next slide and tap into the wisdom of the body. And then she showed us how to express it. So when I learned about FOAT, I already had this incorporated in myself. And it was like, what? I know how to do this already. So it was for me just the cherry on top, to push me into this new way of doing expressive arts. And it's just been my place, and I loved how Sean was saying that he loved for us to do our own thing, our own process. And that's what Laury's heart is, for us to do our own process, because each one of us as teachers or practitioners is what we do. I mean, we're all different, and we cannot just stay stuck to a process or model if we haven't developed it from our experience. So this is what, like really connects to my heart to do this work. So, and then when I did this, it was even more connected, because the well within is this space within ourselves, as you can see in the picture, that we all have inside, and we can all access to by tapping into that inner wisdom of the body. And we first need to access it by relaxing, by accessing to the relaxation response. That's why I put Herbert Benson, because he developed that. And then when our body is able to relax, then consequently we are able to listen to that message of our heart. Right? So basically this is going to a practice more than anything. Can you go further? So this workshop is designed to rediscover the tools of our well-being and self-care by learning how to access that being well within ourselves through FOAT, which is the focusing oriented art therapy that Laury Rappaport developed. And this is a safe space in which I invite you to allow yourself to have an experiential, embodied practice of self-reflection and discover the messages of that inner wisdom. So we will express ourselves freely through the different modalities of art as you choose, because what focusing is all about is about tapping into this felt sense, internal felt sense. And then once you have tapped into that, then you can sense what's going on, and you can express it through writing, words, a phrase, colors, paintings, anything, a movement, because a sensation comes up, maybe a sense, a color, or a feeling. So we can use anything that comes up, just be free. And the invitation is to allow ourselves to have this experience with a loving, friendly, compassionate, and curious attitude, because that is the focusing attitude. Whatever shows up, instead of saying, oh, this is uncomfortable for me, or I resisting to it because it's not what it should be, or I should be feeling happy or joy or these good things. We invite the felt sense with curiosity, and that is the way we can actually have that wisdom, have that knowledge, learn from ourselves, and really connect. So, well, I just invite you all to remind yourself that being well, it's within you. That as we were talking with Sean, that I think it was Amanda, or I don't, the discussion about how do we navigate, yes, when we're going through all these things in the world today. Well, we have to connect to ourselves and know that there is this wisdom within ourselves that gives us this tool, resilience, this well within ourselves that we can always tap into. And because we cannot fix everything, we can only fix ourselves, and connect with ourselves and try to be the best we can. But if we want to share something good with the world, we have to bring it up from here, from ourselves. So the best work we can do for everybody today is to be the best. And we're going to be the best people out there with our clients, with our people, with our families, once we tap into being loving, kind, safe, creative, and just being well.